Hi, it's me, Flawless Faye. I'm not talking to you as a character today, not really. I'm just talking as me. And I sorta want to mess with you a little bit, if that's okay. There are things I want to try. New triggers I want to play around with that might get made into entire audio concepts at some point. But today we're just playing around with them while you and I have a little talk. So, just sit back, get comfy, or do whatever whatever you were gonna do, you know? This is gonna be raw, unedited, just playing with triggers, talking for a bit, trying to get you some good tingles, trying to learn what works, what doesn't work. You know, that's the plan, at least. For instance, I'm tapping on the top of my new desk. It has an interesting material to it. And I think it makes a interesting sound when you're playing with it. Quite importantly, though, it has this just so much storage space, right? And so while I was setting it up, I was cleaning some stuff out and just organizing some stuff, you know. And I happened to find some things that like I haven't used in a bit that I thought might be kind of fun for ASMR. And so I really wanted to play with those today. I have just a drawer full of ASMR supplies. And I have added those things into it, like you might recognize this sound. This is what I used for the prayer beads in that Eldritch GF audio. They're just some bead bracelets that I happened to come across while I was looking through some old stuff. Really, if you didn't know what I do, like if you didn't know about the channel, you would think I just have drawers full of random garbage. Because it is just a drawer full of random clutter that happens to make good ASMR noises. But I don't just have those bracelets, which I do think made a really good sound, and I want to find more excuses to use them. I also happened to find, for example, a bag of old nail supplies. So, for instance, we have this nail file here. So I'm thinking about doing nail salon roleplay at some point. Like manicure ASMR or whatever. Speaking of, I absolutely need to get a manicure sometime soon. And maybe get some acrylics because long, clacky nails are so good for just tapping against stuff, and I can't do that as well with the nails I got right now. So either I need to grow them out or get acrylics, and I'm more inclined towards the second. Now, there are a couple reasons I wanted to do this. The first was, of course, because I wanted to try some sounds I hadn't done before. Like, what does just handling a buffer near the mic sound like? Nail buffer. It's probably good sounds. Maybe something I can use for a bug girl ASMR. You never know. About using it. What then? The other reason is because I wanted an excuse to talk to you all directly, as me, as not a character. And I wanted to do it while still providing you all with, you know, something pleasant, something ASMR-ful. So I'm very glad that the patrons were so eager to vote for this one, honestly. Hi, patrons, by the way, since y'all are getting early access to this one. Hello. But I wanted to talk, right? As me, while still providing ASMR, and this was just like the perfect chance to do so. It's an audio where I am just messing with some stuff around you, messing with you a little bit. Hopefully giving you some good tingles. What other things do we have in this nail care kit? Yeah, this brush here, a little scrubby brush. This is definitely a sort of sound that I've been wanting to use. Good brush. But part of the reason I wanted to talk to you all is because, God, I promised I would set things up for streaming and start doing that live work with my VTubing model. It's the model is done. I'm just still in the process of getting stuff set up for stream. But this whole endeavor was supposed to be to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the channel, and we're already way past that. We're closing in on 1.5 years now. So then I thought maybe there's another milestone I could do that for. But, God, you know, putting out an audio every 3 days while also working a day job is kind of tiring. And so I promise the live stream stuff is still being worked on, and I'm really excited to get to use that avatar more. But like, I just need a little time. It is in the works. I haven't forgot about it. But that brings me to what's really special right now. It is almost the new year. At time of recording, we are not far from Christmas. The new year itself is fast approaching, and this is time of the year when a lot of pretty big life things happened for me, actually. Here. Got one of those little, wooden picks they use to push back your cuticles or whatever. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to just give it some taps. I actually have two of them. What if I just tap them against each other for a little bit? When I first started this channel, I had recently lost my, when I first started, I'd just found out that I was going to be losing my home. I was going to have to move back in with my parents. And because of the distance between where I worked at the time and where my parents lived, I was going to lose my job as well. And that's a scary thing to go through in general. It's very scary when you are a 20-something-year-old trans woman from a poor family that grew up in a trailer park, And I thought to myself, well, okay, this is screwed up. This is a whole mess. I wish this hadn't happened. I wish my landlord hadn't done this, but it is what happened. They did do that. And this was when I was still sort of recovering from bottom surgery. I'd been cleared for activity and doing stuff for a while, but still going to physical therapy and still getting used to everything. And there was a lot of financial stress at the time with paying for that surgery. And I came to a conclusion, which was that, if my housing can be taken away for no reason with such short notice, I didn't feel comfortable if my sole source of income was based off of a location. And so I decided, well, I can give YouTube a try, and I can give another type of work a try, both digitally. And so I did. And I'm not opposed to that other kind of work on principle, right? But it's not the kind of work you want to be doing because you have no other choice. It's the kind of job that if you're doing it, it should be because you want to, not because your circumstances forced you into it. And mine, it was very much a matter of, I've been forced to move back into this awful small town with parents who love me, but lots of people who used to do a lot of awful things to the local trans girl. This is maybe a little bit heavy for an ASMR audio, but screw it. Ooh, rubbing these against each other, that's not bad, yeah? I have no idea what I would do this for in the context of like a role play, but it's not a bad sound. Anyways. But, regardless of whether things should have been that way, they were that way, and I did that kind of work for a while. And then stuff started happening with this YouTube channel. And I started to get my life together a little bit more, Worked an awful little job in that awful little town for a while. Just enough to build up a tiny, tiny safety net to last maybe a month or two with my partner's help. So I could move in with my partner in a little apartment, which is where I currently live right now, in a lovely little apartment with my partner, who is currently passed out in the other room because I'm recording this at 3 a.m. I do my best recording late at night. It's just who I am. And moved into this new area. I got myself a job and I kept working my butt off on this channel, And I don't want you to think that I'm doing this just for money, because I'm not. Like, there was a very clear part, especially at the start, where it was, I want to have a source of income that doesn't depend on me living in a certain place. But I chose ASMR because I like ASMR. I'm pretty sure I have the channels I'm subscribed to publicly visible on my channel page, and they are all ASMR creators that I listen to personally and enjoy, right? I chose to make ASMR because I like listening to ASMR, and I wanted to give that to other people, And now it is December in 2025, and I have been doing YouTube for well over a year now, and I'm sharing an apartment with my loving partner and our cat, and I work part-time at a fast food joint. And I make ASMR for all of you. I'm thinking about it a lot, this channel and all of you, You might have seen I heart a lot of comments, and I only heart comments that I read, right? I read all of them. And I love the community that I've started to build here. I love some of the running jokes and bits that we have going on in the comments of a lot of these videos. I like Bingus facts a lot. I'm a big fan of Bingus facts. I'm a big fan of comments for engagement. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile when I recognize commenters and I see people enjoying themselves. It makes me happy when I look at the Agnes Tachyon audio and I see people talking about how it's maybe made them think about some things about themselves. It makes me happy to make other people happy and to try and be like a net positive on the world, you know? Let's grab something else to mess with for a little bit. Lots of little metal things in here of varying sorts, including tiny scissors. Oh, not bad. Not a bad scissor sound. But basically this is a very long-winded way of saying, like, there are 20,000 of you now? There are 20,000 of you. That's several times the population of that awful small town I grew up in. That is insane. I'm just some girl with a microphone in a crappy apartment who I don't know, I just snipping scissors. I'm like laughing and crying at the same time. Because I'm just happy. I love doing this and I love that you all enjoy it and I feel like, you know, maybe for once, for the first time in a long time, maybe I have a shot at stability, at a future, at a life I enjoy, you know? I don't like working fast food. Not a bit. And the fact that I can afford to make ends meet, to afford this apartment, to afford our utilities, to afford the quality of internet we have, to buy nice things for myself, treats, food, games, gunpla. The fact that I can have nice things without needing to work my disabled butt full time at a job like that. That is all thanks to you guys. That is all thanks to this YouTube channel, you know? And I look at how things are going and I think maybe someday this can be it. This can be the job. And then that is, the fact that that's even a possibility is mind-boggling. It is insane. It's more than I could ever ask for, and it is something I will always be thankful for. Just to have the opportunity to do this for you. To have this be the main way I make my living, that's nuts. And to touch so many people. You know, to be able to put a smile on people's face or help them relax or anything like that. I mean, God, I started listening to ASMR after bottom surgery when I was stuck in bed for a while. There were some complications for me. Because of my disability, I bleed a lot. And because there was a miscommunication, the surgeons weren't expecting that. And the staff at the hospital were not expecting that. I ended up needing a blood transfusion. And I was pretty weak and feeble, more so than usual for a while after the surgery. And started listening to ASMR then, to relax, to pass the time, to sleep, to fall asleep. Especially on nights when I was in pain. And so, anytime I see a comment that's like, this is my third time listening to this audio because I keep falling asleep in the middle, it makes me happy because I think, maybe there are people out there who maybe these audios can be there when they need them. That sounds presumptuous, self-absorbed of me, but I don't know. Just the thought that I might be able to give comfort and relaxation and a little bit of joy to people's lives. It's real meaningful. It's honestly everything to me. And I just wanted to be able to make this video so that I could A, try some new ASMR triggers, and then B, just convey to you all. Come here, I'm trying to grab these little clippers that are in here. And to convey to you all exactly how much this means to me personally and how big of an impact each and every one of you has had on my life personally, I don't want to get parasocial. That's something I'd really prefer to avoid. But collectively, all of you together, I need you to understand you have made my life so much better. Materially, you have made my life better. I look at my future and I have so much more hope than I ever did before. I'm not super happy with the sound of these clippers, honestly. Maybe it sounds better in headphones. I just really have to slam them down to get a good tick. Jesus. So I guess this could be considered, my end of year special retrospective, whatever. But I'm looking forward to doing more, to making more. I have a list of goals, right? Of things to look into. I getting this new desk and new chair was step one. I can record in so much more comfort now. I'm no longer sitting in the awful chair and desk that I got when I was first starting college. I have a nice expensive chair and fancy desk. at least by my standards. And so I have a nicer place to record, and I have storage for all of my ASMR supplies. So they're not just clutter all over the desk all the time. And I'm going to get a 3DO mic eventually. That's a big one on the list. I'm going to get myself a new computer, so I'm not recording all of this with an old laptop, because that is what I have been using. I'm going to get that streaming stuff set up. I have plans for, things to come and where I want this to go. And I'm super excited to go on this little journey with you, all of you. Oh boy. I knew going into this I was gonna cry. I was talking to my partner earlier. I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna cry during this audio anytime I talk about this stuff. But it's always happy tears. It's always happy tears. Anyways, I think that's maybe enough yapping out of me. I think I probably got the point I was trying to get across, that y'all are awesome and that this is something I really enjoy, and I'm super happy with how far the channel has come, and I want to keep doing more, I want to keep doing more and making better and having fun. My job is to play pretend. I play pretend in front of a mic for you all. I make silly sounds in the hopes that you enjoy them, that they comfort you and help you relax. It's really fun. It's exhausting sometimes, but at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm looking forward to playing pretend with you all even more going forwards. So Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for 20K subscribers. Thank you so much for everything. You are all fucking awesome. I think I can say that once at least without YouTube killing the monetization. Whatever, who cares? I'm being genuine. I swear a lot. In my day-to-day, I have to tone it down a lot for the audios. But I'm trying to be genuine here, so fuck it. I'll say it twice. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. God, I never do outros. I always just end the story of the audio. I'm not. Bye. Goodbye. Until next time. Alright, I'm just gonna hit the end recording button, and then we're just gonna call it there. So yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.